Good morning, crypto degens. How are you all doing this fine morning? I am doing good. I got the sun in my face, and I see the crypto market has dropped 2.4%. Apparently, this is from Trump's tariff announcement about Greenland and all that stuff. But the big news for today is that the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange, is apparently going to make their own blockchain to track stocks. So is that a good thing? I don't know. I guess there's good and bad. Let's see. Check it out here. Today, the NYSE is proud to announce the development of a platform for trading and on-chain settlement of tokenized security. NYSE's new digital platform will enable tokenized trading experiences, including 24/7 operations, instant settlement, orders sized in dollar amounts, and stablecoin-based funding. Its design combines the NYSE's cutting-edge pillar matching engine with blockchain-based post-trade systems. So I guess the good thing is that, well, actually, 𝗃𝗏𝗄 says here, a lot of people are saying this will not be bullish for crypto because NYSE will make their own sandbox chain. The more accurate take is this will allow for 24/7 accurate pricing of tokenized assets. With crypto native articles getting accurate real-time pricing info from the NYSE chain, perps on HL and others will be much better vehicles. So he's saying that we're going to get much more accurate pricing information for people that are betting or they're trading, they're doing longs or shorts or whatever. So you have a more accurate price so that you don't get margin called, or you don't lose your trade by an inaccurate price. Anyways, so it could be a good thing in that sense. The bad thing is what if the New York Stock Exchange uses their own blockchain, everyone uses their own blockchain. This is a post that I saw by this Ansem guy who apparently knows a lot. He was saying in the future, people are just going to make their own blockchains. Big companies, Facebook, Google, big companies are just going to make their own blockchains. And so what need are we going to have for, the BNBs and the Solanas and if that happens, well, maybe BNB and Solana aren't going to go to the moon. Maybe they're not going to become worth $1 trillion or more if everyone is making their own blockchain. So this is kind of the downside of that. Anyways. So Rex says, rip crypto native L1s and L2s. You got raped and pillaged. That's kind of what I just said. If they don't use the established chains, then are they going to be worth anything? That's kind of concerns me, actually. Mike Novograd says, let's be clear. Tokenizing equities and other real-world assets is an amazing tool to offer U.S. brands, U.S. excellence to the rest of the world. People from Indonesia, Paraguay, to Benin will want to own Apple, Google, and SpaceX. And Galaxy, just like stablecoins, increases U.S. reach, so will tokenized assets. Access to the best company for the world's citizens. That is why tokenized assets matter. I mean, that's great. I mean, this is amazing because if you just think about it in terms of Americans, but yeah, they can buy stocks. It's a little bit more of a hassle. I mean, for me, it's more of a hassle. Crypto is easier. If you're a traditional investor, you might think crypto is a hassle. Getting on chain is a hassle. But if you're a crypto investor, then you might think, well, buying stocks is a hassle. You got to go through a brokerage account or a bank or whatever, and then you got to buy it. And but with crypto, I mean, once you put the money in on the blockchain, then you just do whatever you want. There's no middlemen. It's great. So yeah, I mean, tokenizing assets is so important for somebody who lives in a poor country. They can so easily, as long as they have an on-ramp, as long as they have an exchange to buy crypto, like a Binance, I mean, they can just buy any asset in the whole world. They can buy any stock. They can buy Bitcoin. They can buy any other crypto and hold the value or grow the value of the money that they've made, especially in a country that has hyperinflation, which has happened in a lot of countries. So this is actually quite amazing, especially for the less fortunate. Amazing times that we're living in. Catalina Castro says, Bermuda is associating themselves with Coinbase and Circle to build a totally on-chain economy. Not exactly sure what that means. Here we have it in English. We're bringing an entire country on-chain. Bermuda is building the world's first fully on-chain national economy. Don't know what that means, but it sounds interesting. It sounds very interesting. Charles Hoskins mocks XRP CEO on draft bill in late Sunday rant. He criticized Brad Garlinghouse in the latest video, taking aim at his support for the draft bill, the Clarity Act. Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't support it as it is. They need to allow yield on stable coins. They need to allow tokenized assets. No limitations on that. So two very key important points that need to be allowed for this to happen. But Charles is very upset, and apparently Cardano went up a whole lot. I'm not sure. That's what I heard. I didn't check it. When he went on this rant, and then it went back down again. That's just the way everything's been lately. It just goes up and down, up and down. Cryptos RS. The sentiment just turned before price did. Bitcoin's fear and greed 30-day just crossed above the 90-day. That doesn't happen when everyone's euphoric. It happens when the market is still uneasy, still doubting, still waiting. Fear and greed is only around 30 right now. The skepticism is starting to ease. Historically, a shift shows up before price makes its next move and not after. Sentiment turns first, then price usually follows weeks after. Still choppy and uncomfortable. Yeah. Oh man. Anytime anything goes up now, any altcoins go up, it just goes up, and then the next day it just drops. There's absolutely no conviction whatsoever. And it's not going to change until it changes. Meantime, let's just keep buying. Let's keep buying. Symbiotic breaking. EU prepares to up to 100 billion tariffs and market restrictions on U.S. companies in response to Greenland threats. Yep, the tariff risk is back on. People are kind of getting used to tariffs, and I gotta say, I love Trump. I love a lot of things he does. I like how he fights for America and for doing what's right. Doesn't care what anyone says. But I think Greenland, he's a bit too aggressive. Maybe there's a different way to go about this. So, I mean, I can understand the point of view that, strategically and all that, but I think they can just put the Iron Dome up anyways. They can put, I think there's bases there. There's already bases in Greenland, and they can just, reinstate those bases. Anyways, don't want to get into the politics there, but it would be nice if we had some stability. He's doing so many things at once, and it's just really shaking things up, and it's hard for markets. It's hard for things to go up when everything's a little unstable. So hopefully we're going to get all the ducks in order. Everything is going to be settled, and, things can finally start moving up. But it's really been good for crypto. Trump, great for crypto in terms of the laws and the support and all this. Bad for crypto, at least short term, with the tariffs and the uncertainty. So we kind of have a double-edged sword here with Trump. Kind of got the good with the bad, but hopefully things will settle, and Trump and crypto will really move up. But I think in terms of the real adoption and everything, that's what's going to make the biggest difference. Even though temporarily we have uncertainty. Crypto Rover says White House confirmed President Trump wants to remove tax on Bitcoin and crypto transactions. Well, you already knew this. I don't know if anything new has happened, but it's a good reminder. Mr. Crypto Whale says, oh, wait, I missed this. I missed post. Silver just printed a new all-time high at $94 an ounce. Yeah, I have a little bit of silver. I used to have a lot, and I sold it for something to try to recover one of my websites to reinvest some money in it. I wish I'd cut my silver. It'd be worth a lot today because I bought it at $15, $20. Now it's almost at 100. Goodness gracious. That's why it's important to be patient. Keep holding an asset until it really goes up in value. Sell it when you made a profit. There's no rush. Brian Armstrong. Oh yeah, we already mentioned this. 3 main goals this week for Davos. Talk to world leaders about economic freedom and how crypto can update their financial systems. Continue to push for market structure regulation. Keep pushing for tokenization to democratize access to capital markets. Yeah, so Brian Armstrong of Coinbase is doing a lot to move crypto forward. Of course, it's in his interest. He has a crypto exchange. Gold broke another all-time high. Silver broke another all-time high. It's not a conspiracy anymore. The Great Reset is happening. Oh, yeah. But, everyone's buying in now. Everyone's got the FOMO for the gold and silver. And everyone's saying crypto is done for. No, this is the best time to buy, in my opinion, not financial advice, the best time to buy crypto when nobody wants it. You got to buy stuff when nobody wants it. Buy the good ones to be safe. If you want to be safe, buy the good ones. But yeah, when everyone's got, eventually this trade is gonna move to something else. It's gonna move to another asset, and most crypto is dirt cheap right now. Gold added another roughly 10 trillion market cap last year. It wouldn't surprise me if some of that profit is rotated into Bitcoin. Like I said, up only Greg. 𝗃𝗶𝗁𝗶 is the crypto monthly chart looking hella sexy. Consolidation for the next monthly leg up. Yeah, so these little tiny AI coins. Yesterday we saw another one. What was it? 𝗃𝗶𝗁𝗶. Like they massively dumped. Massively dumped. Let's see. Palm. And then now they're starting to go up after like just losing most of their value. So look, this is what happened to Palm. The same thing happened to PAL AI. Now the question is, do they have enough brand name recognition to come back if we have a run? If they do, because right now it's 6 million, basically it's nothing. It's absolutely worthless right now. But if they have enough people know about these projects for them to come back, if we have an altcoin run, if we have a whole market run, maybe now is the time to buy some of these really, really cheap ones. Maybe now is the time to risk. These are total gambles. So this is gambling. I mean, this isn't investing. This is gambling. But I think I'm going to start, because I feel like everything is just about as low as it can get, and especially these little AI cryptos. So I'm probably going to throw in small amounts of money into some of these. Just, if you lose it, it doesn't matter. But, if they print a 5x, 10x, 20x, boom, you made some money. So, yeah, I think I'm going to throw in little money on some of these little coins. Not financial advice, of course. Don't take advice from me. Where am I at? 𝗃𝗁𝗶𝗁𝗶. Okay, so Ranur says, is this Greenland tariff BTC dump just the start? Bitcoin turned over after Trump's EU tariff threats reignited macro uncertainty. Within liquidity, over 900 million was liquidated, mostly longs. As crypto absorbed the initial shock, this is a positioning reaction to headlines. Yep. Be nice if you could get some calm times here. Let's get this Greenland situation resolved. Hi, Trump is doing just so many things at once, and it's causing a lot of commotion. Crypto things you might have missed. Gold and silver all-time highs. Gold moves. Bet on gold move. Trump tariff drama. Shocking White House. I don't know. There was something here I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what it was. Wendy's news update. ICE. This week I turned 25,000 to 500. Excellent. It's good to hear someone telling the truth. You do good trades and you do bad trades. But it's good to know that they're not all good trades, and it's good to know that not everybody is selling hype, which I absolutely hate. And so let's finish off this feed with this shot of Amazon.com. And Miles Dusher says, this is what starting really looks like. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop waiting for a magic moment. Action first, clarity later. Yep, you got to get started with stuff, and that's how you learn, and that's how you figure things out. Although Elio says he was a billionaire when this photo was taken. That's funny if he was actually a billionaire and his office still looked like this. I had a friend some years back. He wanted to start a social channel. And he had seen Grant Cardone's channel where they had like all the TV screens, like a huge screen made up of a bunch of smaller screens. And the guy, I mean, not to criticize him, but he's a nice guy. But he bought a bunch of TVs and he set up the screen, spent all his money. And I'm like, dude, I didn't tell him this, but I'm like, that's not the ideal way to start. You want to start like simple, just set up something, some decent lighting, whatever. And then just start, teaching or talking or, doing your videos. And then when you get some audience and you get some growth, getting some results, then, improve your setup and maybe invest more money. But anyways, everyone does it their own way. But yeah, you want to get started. If you want to start in crypto, if you haven't invested, get started, get going. Not financial advice. Do your own research. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching. Bye.